Commissioner Almunia, the skepticism among EU citizens concerning the monetary union is growing. Some demand an exclusion of Greece. What do you tell them?
Well, I think it's not about exclusions, it's about decisions. And of course, the member states of the European Union, and in particular of the single currency area, that had built imbalances and had not worked properly in the past, should adopt quick decisions, tough decisions, as the Greeks are doing, or Portuguese, or Irish. But this is not only about the countries suffering imbalances, it's also about the whole members of the single currency area that should be able to adopt decisions that will solve the problems of everybody, of those who had imbalances in the past or who have imbalances right now, and those who had to finance the inability to go to the markets.
Okay. In your speech, you demanded more political and economic integration among EU states. How can more integration be achieved with a lot of economically strong countries not wanting to pay for, well, the struggling?
But the question is that we are all in the same boat. The richest and the poorest, the bigger and the smaller. We are in Europe, and we are in particular in the Economic and Monetary Union, and the Economic and Monetary Union decision-making bodies should adopt decisions that will be enforced by the European institutions and by the national governments and parliaments. And this will require more political determination. Okay. And the national governments and the national parliaments should be aware that without this political determination to adopting common decisions and urgent decisions at the euro area level, everybody will suffer the consequences, the negative consequences of this.
Which political issues would be suitable for integration into the EU?
For instance, the head of state and government of the euro area adopted the 21st of July a long list of very important decisions to support the countries under difficulties, at the same time establishing conditions for the countries under difficulties. And now, 2 months after, we are at risk that not being able to implement the decision that the top leaders adopted because one parliament in one member state or one party belonging to the coalition government in another member state is creating difficulties. This is not possible. If the meeting of the 17 head of state and government of the euro area, together with the president of the Commission, with the president of the European Central Bank, with the president of the European Council, if all those who had the top responsibilities at the political level had adopted the decision, one single coalition or one single parliament at the national level cannot block the political will of the full body that will lead the Economic and Monetary Union. And if this is not understood, we will need to clarify the rules of the game. Because politically, economically, and socially, we cannot stop the decisions that are needed to get out of this crisis.
You also pointed out in your speech the necessity for common fiscal rules. Another time, this is a question of member states agreeing on that topic because it means less money for them.
No,
doesn't it?
No, common fiscal rules means the budgetary discipline, the Stability and Growth Pact, that is being reinforced, that is becoming more strict, to put under surveillance evolution of public debt ratios, to adopt sanctions for those who are not complying with the rules regarding the public deficits. These are the fiscal rules that we need. We had fiscal rules before. The Stability and Growth Pact was established in 1997, but our experience says that in some cases the rules were breached, and not only by Greece, by the way, by Germany and France, the first ones to breach those rules. In some other occasions, the rules were not enforced adequately. So we need to reinforce these fiscal rules, and we need to be aware that everybody should abide by the rules.
Okay, so you don't ask for taxes directly going to the EU, like to make
No,
like
no,
an...
when I talk about fiscal rules, I'm not talking about taxes.
Okay.
But in Europe, at the European level, we can talk also about taxes. Why not?
Okay. And will we do so in the next speech?
Since many decades, Europe is talking about taxes. The VAT is a European-wide tax. The excise duties are partially harmonized. The capital gains have received some EU rules. And I think in the future, and in particular for the countries belonging to the single currency area, to the Economic and Monetary Union, why not to advance in the convergence in the tax systems, taking into account the different needs and the different political decisions in different countries, but some degree of convergence, some degree of harmonization is a good thing, it's not a bad one.